as well. The gym been closed for a few days, and I'm going back purposely. They're supposed to close at 9 o'clock today. They're only going to be open for a few hours. But the reason why I'm talking to you all is just to check back, see how's everyone doing, what's going on, how you moving, how you percolating, so many things. And I just like talking to y'all, man. But let me tell you a story, and hopefully it's just gonna help some of y'all. And it's about my son actually, and he's gonna start a business. And I was telling him that he was looking at this young man. His name, I think Jack Wall, one of the young men on YouTube. And he was talking about, man, when I get to $1.8 million, I'll be a millionaire at 16. Okay. We have a business, right? We have a business. And I enjoy my business, but I also have to tell my son how the business actually is by facts, numbers, and maneuvers, which it seemed like a boring story to him, but it pays the bills, right? I just recently watched a video of a cop. He said, I'd rather have a slow nickel than a fast dollar. I understand that. I'd rather have fast, but I also would love to like the money with purpose, and it's more solid and guaranteed and long lasting. And then you build a community of friends and family. You build a community of long-term clients and repeat clients of a generation. But let me get to him. He was talking about, yeah, and this. And what talking about, yeah, I'll give me my new car, my new house, and just young teenager stuff. And I understand the feeling. I was that way once upon a time, but my purpose was different. I would like a clean bed, hot food, caring parents, and people who understand. Some people want to laugh and be a family or some point. My purpose is different than his. But let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with his purpose. I said, son, have you done the research? Do you understand it takes money, real money, to create money? I don't care how small the amount of it is, you can build upon that income to get where you need to be one day. You can't buy the food that you enjoy. You gotta do some sacrifices. You can't buy the clothes that you want. You gotta do some sacrifices. You gotta sacrifice yourself in doing that. You can't go on vacation when you want to go on vacation, or give to your special girl or something like whoever you enjoy. You're gonna have to be purposely making your moves to be successful at whatever you do. Well, that's the burnt desire, because I say, if you take this fragrance business, you can take it anywhere across the globe. But also, you can add to it. You might want to be in real estate. Perhaps you want to pay for extra education. How about this? You might want to buy that nice car to drive. You got to start somewhere. Some of us don't start with nice cars. Some of us don't start with nice houses. You have to build upon that. You got to start somewhere. Even if it's $20. You got to look at that $20 as being $200. And you got to look at that 200 being 2,000. And then you got to go from 2,000 and looking at that 10. And that 10, you got to turn it to 20. Flip it, trip it, and double it. But if you don't have no sacrifices of your purpose, that same money will go down the drain. It doesn't have a purpose. It's gone. It doesn't have a value because it's gone. No matter how you look at money is how you manage the money over time. Money is somewhat spiritual. Why is that? Because it's held by a spiritual being like you. So we got new fragrances out. I think I'm gonna put some on down below, link it up, because some of y'all come here just for basically reviews, and that's okay. And I'm here to tell you how I'm going out and working out and losing weight, looking good. I have a purpose. How to grow the business, how to start a business. Yeah, the purpose. I wrote a new book. I wrote a couple new books in the weeks ahead, and I'm about to finish my last book. It's a fragrance business. The $1 Million Mindset, right? To make 7 figures a year. Yeah, in the fragrance business. Yes, you can become a millionaire in the fragrance business. But however, you're gonna have to start somewhere, one step at a time. And you're gonna have to connect the dots like a person who play checkers or chess. I like chess. The maneuvers are more solidified and solid if you know who your opponents are and how to move. But if you don't know how to move, guess what? You will feel inadequate in your behavior of the fragrance business. Let me be clear. When I first started the fragrance business, I started with, before I had the knowledge, it was a guy named Curtis, and he used to sell fragrances. I had got my income tax, and I said, well, I need to use this money to create more money. What his knowledge was, or what I believe it was. At that time, we didn't have Google, we didn't have internet connection, we didn't have no books and research of how the fragrance business can be or how successful it would be. We just was a vendor, and most of the time, the vendor was similar to us or one step above. So I spent $300 and got a lot of different fragrances, and I can almost name them by, I can name the designers, and none of it was Polo whatsoever. I got Egyptian Musk, China Musk, Blue Nile, Beautiful. Those was a few fragrances that just Kurt sold me. And he sold me because that was his connection of the people who he sold to. So I guess he believed that those was the high fragrance, so I believed it. But without having knowledge that my young people didn't understand the fragrance business at all. They didn't understand it. They like Polos, and they like Yves Saint Laurents. They like the newest and freshest scent. They like Curve. They like Cool Water at that time. They like all those fragrances because those was the fragrance of the youth. And I didn't know the difference from the youth, or I didn't know the difference from the Asian population. I didn't know the difference. I was young. So since I didn't know, I didn't have I didn't do no research to learn how that works. So in my beginning of the fragrance business, I lost all my money. And I had to go back to work because I lost every dime that I spent and invest. And if I wasn't going to college, right, at that time, and I wasn't living with my cousin at that time, paying some of the rent, I would have been out in the streets because my risk was higher than the reward and the return of what I invested in. So years later, I gave up. But here's what happened next. I sold to some of my young friends, and they coming back and said, "Are you still in the fragrance business?" No. Do I look like I'm in the fragrance business? They were looking crazy, like, man, that fragrance was really nice. So I went back into the fragrance business about 3 years later, right? And I went with this guy named Perry. Perry had better fragrances, but his fragrances were higher, but he wasn't very reliable at all. But here's what I did next. I bought fragrances from Perry. I started out at $100. I bought some lotion, remember, a pale lotion, and 3 different scents. I sold out, flipped the money and sold out all the fragrances. And then I did it again. I took the extra money, I took the $100 and added $100 more. And went to buy more fragrances, right? Did it again. I sold out the whole pail at the flea market. I sold out entirely all the fragrances. Hey, good morning. Like the page, subscribe. I sold out all the fragrances at that time. So the next time I had $300. I called Perry a day or a few days before because I thought he was like close to the manufacturer. I really did. I thought he was just the manufacturer. So he sold. One day, I went to the flea market where he sold. We sold at different flea markets. And to buy the fragrances that I needed for the weekend. Perry, with his arrogance, right? We could have been a team, right? He didn't want to be a team. Solo, dolo. That's what you want to be. Okay, that's okay. Some of y'all just want to be solo. Y'all don't want a boss. You don't want to be a team. You don't want to be nobody. Okay. Solo, dolo. So he sold me. I sat there while he, and I ordered my fragrance ahead of time. I had a big wad of cash in my pocket. So I sold him. He was taking care of other guests and had me sitting there like he was in control of my future. That made me angry because I'm paying you, you're not paying me. And I never want to make anyone feel that way. When you come over here to this channel, I want to make sure that I'm giving you the best advice for your time. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable whatsoever. I want to give you the best advice for your time. So, old Perry gave me the fragrance, and like he was over me, just totally in control of my future. And I was totally disgruntled. First of all, I was disgruntled because we're black, right? Second, you didn't take the time to acknowledge me. You ignored me while I was trying to to buy product from you. Next, the arrogance of how you looked at me. You talking about you're a grinder. You I like you couldn't believe how I move product. So me and Perry Future was in Null. I had to find who was the manufacturer. So it took years to find the manufacturer, and I had to pay for the advice for the manufacturer. Later that year, I was in the biggest flea market possible, and that biggest flea market was the Avenues Mall. I was paying almost $2,000 a month for the mall venue, and I didn't know. I didn't have not one connection to the manufacturer. The only connection was him. I bought my soap from him. I bought my fragrance from him. I bought my bottles from him. He was in control of my future. Later that year, same year, I met someone. He came up to me from New York. He said, look, I got something for you. I'm gonna give you this book, right? This is what I want from you. He paid, this is what I want from you. This is the money I want from you, right? For the connect. Him and I became good friends, right? He changed my future in the fragrance business. He changed my future. And I want to change some of you all who want to be changeable. You know, if you are international and you're looking at me, and I'm glad you get an opportunity. And if you haven't liked this page and you're trying to figure out what your purpose is or what you want to do in life, my goal here to give you the best advice, even if it's a review of some fragrances that you might know or may not know. Some fragrances that will sell and some fragrances will not. But I have done hundreds of reviews. So you can go look at some of the reviews to find out what is your next purpose to win in the fragrance business or beyond. Sometimes you just need an extra $500 to $600 a month. That's all you need. You don't need a lot of money at this time, but you need to be able to invest some of your money to get where you need to be. And many times we don't have the right connection. We're looking all over Google. We're looking all over asking people to surrender their information. We go to our vendors who don't care nothing about you, and they water down their product. We go to people who say, I've been in this business a long time, and they give you the fragrance that they don't sell, and they got dirty labels on it, and they're not making no money. So they're gonna get off the product they didn't give you because someone gave them unnecessary product that doesn't make any money, and you lose hope. When someone like me talking to you about the fragrance business that you don't know too much about, but you know something, you know it can make money. And clearly, I'm here to tell you, it will and it can, but you got to get the right manufacturers. You got to get the right people who want you to win. Okay. The gym, I got a little time. The gym is about to close. And I'm trying to get it in as fast as possible. And it's hot in here. Hey, good morning. It is hot in here. Hey, ladies and gents. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit in. Yeah, so Whew, I'm already sweating if I ain't got it. They got the door open. Oh. So, yeah, all doors open. Hey, good morning.
Oh, man.
What's going on with you?
All right.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Solid place.
Huh?
Another hot seat for you.
Yeah. Hey, good morning. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. We usually come in the afternoon, but
Okay.
because we're going to close early, we came this morning.
All right.
Good to see you.
You too. Yeah, so I'm gonna get the bike on. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so hopefully I answered some of the questions, gave you a long health story, so it can better help you and many of you who want to get in business, many of you who want to lose weight, and many of you who looking to gain purpose in God. You know, God got your purpose now. Believe me. You know, He got your mission. You got to go towards the mission. And it's just like a bunch of research. Every pastor don't have the right answer, and every manufacturer don't have the right products. And sometimes we got to pray and do the research on the people who do and the people who don't. So, if you get an opportunity, you know, like this page, subscribe, make a comment, share, and let's get together. Welcome to the Just Mercy Nation. Peace.